What's up, everyone? This is Ken. Real quick before we start the show, since recording this, Ho-Oh has been released worldwide. This was a bonus reward for the Global Catch Challenge. So during the show, we kind of speculate on Ho-Oh and talk about how they had spotted it in Japan. But since the recording, it is out there. So go get that bird. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Gotta Watch 'Em All, Lured Up, Episode 9. I am one of your hosts, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-hosts, Adam Tuttle and Melissa Pescator. What's up, guys?
Hi, friends.
Pokemon GO. That is what is up. That is what we're talking about.
Today is Sunday, November 26, 2017. We are coming off a big week. I can't wait to talk about all the different stuff that's happened this week. It's been crazy. Bonkers. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
No, nanabs.
Bananas.
Yo, no, this week has been absolutely nuts. Check out GottaWatchEmAll.com for everything that we do, all the links to all our shows. We do have a full format Pokemon show where we talk about all things Pokemon, not just Go. But this podcast is all about Pokemon Go, like Adam was saying. We've had a ridiculous week. This has been like the best week ever. It's kind of made me put down Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, like I have not played those games because of this week. I've been so focused on Go.
Wait a minute.
I know.
I slowed down a little bit to let Adam catch up.
Oh, snap.
Sorry, Adam. But
oh, man.
So, I don't want to get too far off the Pokemon Go, but Adam did pick up Ultra Sun, and Melissa and I both have Ultra Moon that we're playing through. And Melissa's like a beast. So she just rips through the game, and I'm like struggling to keep up with her because
I'm a Pokemon
she's a true handheld gamer. She brings the 3DS everywhere.
I bring the heat.
So
fire.
But no, this has been an absolute amazing week for Pokemon Go. We talked about it on the last episode, the Pokemon Go travel with the Global Catch Challenge. We demolished it. We hit the 3 billion goal last night. We totally crushed it.
We really did.
I got home from work at 7 o'clock, and pretty much at 7 o'clock Eastern is when we started noticing Farfetch'd.
Yeah.
I saw it on the nearby as a silhouette as I was pulling up to the house.
Yeah, and you walked in the house, and I'm walking out of the house.
She's walking out because
and
she wanted to go to Dunkin' Donuts, so it's like she's in the car outside catching it. I'm in the kitchen catching it. We're both going nuts.
Freaking out, yeah.
It was awesome. Adam, and I think I texted you right away. You
texted me.
You were at work, right? You were like,
I was at work, and I could see it. It was on the radar, and it was up at a church nearby. I can't escape from work right now. But
the man holding you down.
Yeah, no, I was okay. So I got home. The whole ride home, there was nothing on the radar. I was actually disappointed about it. But I said, I'm going to go out. I posted on my raid thing that I'm going to be posting up tons of lures, going to lure it up, and nobody showed up. But I walked around. I basically walked around downtown, kind of sketchy, but I did 7 or 8 circles, and after all that time, it was like an hour and a half, something like that, and I only saw 2.
Wow, that's baloney.
Yeah, and it was like with all those lures and with incense going, how did I only see 1?
That's
and I mean,
baloney.
I will say that I Pokeplus and didn't catch 1, which I was kind of upset about. I only physically saw and clicked on 1, and that was just to register it into the decks.
Oh,
now
that's heartbreaking.
I think our house is a spawn point, so we've seen probably 4 or 5 of them just in the house since yesterday.
You guys are lucky.
I know, that's crazy. Now I feel weird. And we actually went. We'll get into this a little later, but we went back to Philadelphia again today, and just in the distance of getting out, parking the car, and walking a couple blocks, there was 4 or 5 of them, something like that. So we were catching them all day today. So, man, that's weird. But I mean, what about today? I mean, have you?
Today I've seen an increase of them, and then they have been in the mall with me. So I caught 1 and then kind of ran and took my coworker's phone and ran to the other side of the mall trying to catch it. Because it showed that it was on the radar, and so I'm like, all right, I'm going. and it had despawned by the time I got there.
Ugh.
And then I walked back because I was on my break. I walked back, sit down, and then one just spawns right where I was, and I was like, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Dude, the Farfetch'd may have my favorite cry in the whole game. It is like the most weird sounding, like crazy duck call. I don't know, man. It's hilarious, but it's a good one. We pull it up real quick. So Melissa will give us a little sample.
Wait, I gotta turn the music off on the game.
Oh, hold on.
My bad.
Give me one more time.
One more time.
What?
It's the
That
little
sound is far-fetched,
It's
okay?
it's
That's
like
the
so
little-
far-fetched.
plop at the end that I love. Wait.
Of course.
Listen.
That's
You know, it's like very cartoony.
That's the
It
best
is
part.
really cute.
It's going to be interesting to see what our total is, because I guess till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, something like that, Eastern time, the challenge was still running. So I wonder what our grand total for catches is going to be. I'd imagine there's a good chance that we've hit 3.5 billion, which would be absolutely nuts.
That's a lot.
Because,
yeah.
you know, I remember when we were just last week when we were talking about this, we're like, we're going to need 428 million catches a day. You know, it's going to have to be crazy. The pace is going to be nuts. And, yeah, we crushed it.
I know I caught a lot.
Yeah.
I think I averaged about 120 Pokemon a day.
What?
That's what my medal count told me. It was about
mine's roughly
120 a day.
Roughly about 90 for me.
Yeah, so that's solid. See, that's cool. That's some
Yeah,
good contributions.
I have no idea how many I caught. I would have caught a lot more if my Pokemon Go Plus liked me.
You're talking to two iOS players here who have broke ass iOS 11 Go Plus connectivity issues right now. So back off.
Yeah.
With the Go
I have
Plus.
to reconnect all day at work. Okay?
It's the worst.
This is the only way I'm getting Stardust.
No, but Melissa does have it bad. I mean, we've talked about her problems, but now she has to manually turn off Bluetooth, hard reset on the Go Plus device, and manually connect it every single time she opens and closes the app. It's so
It's
bad.
annoying, but
It's
at least
so
now
annoying.
I know the combination to.
You got to trust the process. You got to
yeah,
follow the.
to-
You got to follow
to
the
get
strict
going.
process. but
And I got AR photos working again on my phone.
it
which
was
is-
permissions. It was a
Oh,
permission.
awesome.
Yes,
So-
I'm very excited about that.
Yes, she put up a really cool one of Farfetch'd that spawned in our house with our pet bearded dragon Pablo.
Oh yeah,
See that on our Instagram. So
Instagram.
there's a really cool AR photo she put up. So check that out. But getting back to the Global Catch Challenge, we crushed it. This was a great, active, fun week of Pokemon Go. The community was on fire, and it was just really cool. So playing off of that success, right? You know, Niantic had said about a week ago that after the Harry Potter thing, they were doubling down. They were refocusing their efforts. They were going to be committed to the game in ways they hadn't necessarily been in the past. And PokemonGOHub put together a really cool article that they just titled Niantic has Doubled Down, where they talk about how Niantic has kind of had this dynamic shift, this paradigm shift of communication with the community, and it's really cool. So this is the things that it says. In a mere week, they've received more information than ever before. It's as if someone decided it's time to take the whole phenomena seriously. Here's a short list of announcements they shared in the past few days. So they announced the Global Catch Challenge. Then we were getting constant updates on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. This is something that we would have to, you know, sometimes a message would sneak through on Reddit, like from one of their authorized Redditors, you know, but it would be hard to find and easy to miss. Now they're actually using them, you know, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook to provide updates. So that's fantastic. And through the Global Catch Challenge, they were giving us updates, you know, every 12 hours or so on our progress, which was great. The first ever developer update, and we'll talk about that in detail in just a moment. But this is cool too, because the only updates we've ever really gotten from Niantic about what's going on in the game has been just the dry, bland update notes in the App Store. You know what I mean? Where it's just like minor text
Bug
fixes.
fixes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Are really just bland. We don't know why they're making changes, but they just list these couple bullet points. It was never really, you know, in depth. Now the developer is giving their feedback on top of the actual PR style talk, and they're telling us why they're making those changes and the reasoning behind it, which is totally awesome. It's a new way to connect to the community, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, stop a lot of crybabies.
Well, yeah, because they're saying we're not doing, because everyone thinks that all the bad stuff Niantic does, they're greedy, or they're stopping this because of that, and just speculating. So when you hear it directly,
yeah, here's the information. Stop your whining and
Melissa,
moaning, and
so
let's move
Melissa
on.
has been becoming. It's like her zero tolerance policy for Pokemon Go salters. It's like the funniest thing. She's lost all her patience.
Salters.
She totally is. She's been so short-tempered.
Yeah, it's like, come on, people. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon.
But then we also had the app update to 0.83.1 on the Android side, where everything that was kind of reverted last time was coming back. They would fix the audio bug. The level 39 and 40 power-up thing would go away. All this great stuff was happening. The Unity Engine update would come back. They announced this, and it started rolling out in Europe. I still don't have the update. Adam doesn't. Melissa doesn't. We're still on the old version, and we're like, I want the new goodness. I want the new hotness.
Let us have it.
For someone like me, I'm level 39. I could really benefit from it because I can power up my Pokemon more than they are now. It really benefits people that are close to the end game because with that, they can power up the Pokemon. Like, I'm waiting every day. Man, I want to sink some more Stardust into my top dogs because they're already at level 38 and I want to get them up to 39 and a half. Like, impatient. I need that update. But we're all on hold. We're all nerds.
Yeah, I just want my game to load a little bit faster.
Yeah, the memory maintenance and the battery maintenance, that kind of stuff too has been addressed in this update. Let's talk about these developer insights in detail. I don't know, Adam, if you got a chance to read these, because I love the way they give us two perspectives. The first is going to be the bullet points that we're used to seeing, press release style. They say...
Yeah, like, hey, we changed this, we changed that.
Right. So they made some changes to the EX Raid Battle system, and they clarified a lot of the reasoning and what they're doing and how they've learned from the field test and everything, and this is how they broke it out. So these are the changes that they're talking about. EX Raid Battles will take place most commonly at gyms found in parks and sponsored locations. We kind of knew this, but now they're confirming it. Trainers with a high-level gym badge are more likely to be invited to an EX Raid Battle taking place at a gym. Trainers have completed a large number of raid battles are more likely to be invited. EX Raid Battle start times are now taking into account popular raid battle times. So all these bullet points, right? But then after that, there's this developer comments section. And it's like 4 or 5 paragraphs long of them saying in very casual language what we've learned over the field test, what feedback we've taken from you, and this is why we're making these changes, because they're very practical from the feedback we've received. Totally awesome that it breaks it down like that. I hope that this continues with every update that comes out, where we get both perspectives from the operational side and then also the developer side. This is like a home run. Like, I mean, I was getting charged up and fired up when I was reading through this. It was cool.
Yeah, this makes me want to go to this. The only one location that I know of is the Sprint store in the mall.
Oh, sponsored gym?
Yes.
Yeah, all my sponsored locations around here, for the most part, are stops. They're not gyms. There's a lot of Starbucks stops, Sprint stops. There's the one mall that I went to the first Mewtwo raid that they had, the first EX raid. I went as a spectator. That was a sponsored Sprint store in the mall. But there's not really too many around here.
Yeah, I have to drive an hour just to get to that gym.
Oof,
but it's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
if that's where I have to go to, I have to make it an all-day thing and try to do as many raids at that gym as possible.
Well, and now you have also parks. So, I mean, you would probably have more parks around you than sponsored stops, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah. So, 15, 20 minutes away.
There you go. So play that angle. Go do raids at parks. Watch for those Magikarp raids. Now that my Magikarp is back.
Yeah, you got to flail.
So
make a splash.
In summary, with all the stuff we were just talking about, the Global Catch Challenge, Niantic coming through with their word of providing us with updates and detailed updates, giving us developer insights. I think this whole process of shifting their paradigm and having this global event can only mean good things for the future of the game. And I mean, I would see that this is how they're going to keep players engaged. I mean, I think Melissa's a prime example of, she kind of was invigorated over the past week. Like, do you feel that? Because I see that in you. Like,
yeah, because I wanted that Farfetch'd,
you had
bro.
the game open all the time. I was like,
that Farfetch'd.
she's never like that. I go, you know,
wanted that Farfetch'd.
Melissa is like a core. Would you call yourself today a casual grinder?
Yeah.
So you're still grinding,
yeah,
but you have a very casual approach. So I thought that was really cool because you're not like a filthy casual that doesn't play the game. You're engaged in the game a lot.
But I'm not as hardcore where I sit down and do like evolution parties and yeah.
I think this is great for the future. I mean, Adam, do you think that would you rather have more events like this that are bigger, larger scale, or stuff like those, you know, weekend water event or something like that? I mean,
I'd rather have these big global events because they get everybody involved, you know, and it doesn't matter where you are. You can still participate.
So we talked about our experiences playing the game this week and how we were so engaged. We talked about it last week that Melissa had an invite to an EX raid in Philadelphia, and we were going back to Philadelphia for a third time. That day was today.
It sure was.
And we went back to Philly. And now this is awesome because, you know, when we go to the city, when we say, hey, let's go into the city, we talk about New York City. New York City is such a pain in the butt.
It really
to
is.
Get in and out of the city. It's like, it's madness. It's just crazy. We got in and out of Philly today so easy. It was like, man, this is great. Like, we literally drove in, got off the highway, drove 2 blocks, parked, walked 2 blocks. We're at the raid.
Exactly.
So, Melissa, I'm going to let you take this. Explain to me how this day went for you, because I was stressed out the whole day. I didn't have the pass.
Yeah.
Melissa had the pass.
I didn't have the pass.
I think I was more stressed out than she was.
Well, where to begin? I mean, because honestly, I've been stressed out for this entire week, that worried that people were even going to show up. Because I had no contact with anybody in Philly, like barely with those raid groups, because I wasn't invited into any of them. Last night, freaking out, thinking about who I got to power up, who I'm going to bring in, the whole ride over, just prepping. We get there. It's freezing cold.
All right. Well, look, when we did the raid last week, the whole park was under construction, and you could only walk the perimeter. It was like this barricade sidewalk area. You couldn't walk throughout the whole park. This week, the whole park was opened up, and there was this Christmas village, like little tiny huts with shops and selling tchotchkes and all this crazy
it was cool,
cultural
but my heart
stuff.
dropped.
It was awesome, but there's like 1 million people walking around, and you're like, oh my God, this is a madhouse. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to find anybody that was actually playing the game. So
you can hit the gym from like 3 different major parts of the park. It's like, how are we going to find people?
Yeah, there was all sorts of stuff going on. Bands, like food and concession. It was actually really cool.
People were
really
wasted. They had like wine
little,
stands where people you could get like a mug of wine and then you can get cheap refills. So like you turn a
Jessica
corner,
would love
you get like this stench of just wine, like people drinking. It was so funny.
Yeah, so I was like partially distracted by the coolness of this Christmas village, but then like on a mission to find Pokemon players. So we do a lap around the Christmas village, and I start freaking out because I don't see anyone, and the egg is about to pop in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't see anybody.
Not one tiny little group of people with their heads down tapping or anything. Like no Pokemon hats, nothing that indicated that anybody was there for anything related to Pokemon. So we decided to just park our butts by where the gym was, and it was actually Valor. So we were going to battle it down to turn it Mystic and pray that people show up. And while I was doing that, someone actually eyed Ken
because I'm wearing a Pikachu hat. So they looked at me and they kind of look at the phone, tap at the phone, look at me, tap the phone. They're like, "You playing Pokemon Go?" And I was like, "Yes!" And I just saw the look of happiness in her face because she was in the same boat we were. And she was like, "Oh my God, I didn't think we were going to find anyone." And then slowly but surely, people started coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, we noticed 2 other people tapping frantically at a corner of our eyes, and then we were a group of like 7, but only 3 of us had passes.
There was twice as many spectators as there was actual raiders.
Yeah, there was actually, which was pretty cool.
One more thing, I'm going to jump in before we talk about the actual raid. We did that when Melissa got the pass. The group that she had raided with was a group of about 15 or 16. And only one other person that was with us during that Philly raid train event got the pass as well from that group. So out of the group of 15, only 2 people in that group got the pass.
Yeah.
Melissa and this other person from Philly. So that was very interesting how they decided to break that up, especially with them saying you're going to be more likely to get a raid pass, EX pass if you're raiding more and have a higher, gym badge and all that. This was the first time we were ever at that gym, so we didn't even have a bronze level. Melissa didn't even have bronze. And,
and I was having a crappy day in Pokemon that day. That was the day that, I couldn't get into half the battles, and, the one I did get in, he ran for me, and it was just, issues, so...
I'm filming this whole thing, from the time the egg pops to the time they go in, and it was all right, I think we have 6. And they went in, they had 6, and then all of a sudden it was 7, 8. I'm 9. Oh, you guys are golden. I'm getting fired up.
Once I saw 9 people, I was all right, finally, this is actually going to happen. I'm going to actually do this now. Now my heart's racing because I'm holy crap. I'm about to battle Mewtwo. Am I going to be able to do this? Game on. Raid starts. We start battling. Everything's going good. And all of a sudden, the famous network errors start popping up. I get one.
No.
I freeze. The person next to me gets one. My game turns off. The person behind me, their game turns off.
It was it happened all at once. The Mewtwo was at 1/4 health remaining, and I think four of you went out at the same time with crashes.
It was definitely 3 of us.
It was crazy. I go, oh my God.
Tears were welling up in my eye, and I'm trying to get back in, and I reload the game, and it crashes on me again. And I was all right.
I have all this on video.
Ken's going relax, don't let it load, let it think. And I'm ridiculous, shut up, I can do this.
She was ready to poke rage. I felt bad. I would have felt bad for that entire Christmas village.
Yeah, I would have lost my mind, and I probably would have thrown my phone straight across Philadelphia. But the game loads back up, I get back into the raid, and there's literally a sliver of life left on Mewtwo, and screen pops. You win, and now
everyone's going nuts.
Now the real game is on. We got to catch him. And,
but what were your rewards like?
I don't even know, to be honest, because I was so amped up. I think I got a fast TM. And
Golden Raspberry is the guarantee. The double Stardust from the raid victory. So there was 1,000 Stardust that popped, which was cool.
Yeah,
other items I don't know
really
because
have no idea.
You were
I was
doing the running man.
jumping up and down, and I was dancing around. I was freaking out. You don't understand. I was freaking out.
Well, I would be too. So
then we go to catch him, and my first ball was a total derp, and I just threw it it was nowhere near him. And then the second ball was no good. He popped out, and on my third ball, even though I had 12 to go because we had team advantage, he stayed in, and I almost cried. Tears of joy. And then I screamed, and the guy next to me screamed, and he picked me up, and he swung me around in a Pokemon
so
United thing, and people, everyone around us was just yelling and clapping, and we
it
had
was
moral
cool.
support. It was a really, really fun day. It went from the most paranoid, anxious I've ever felt. When the game was glitching, my heart was no joke pounding. So out of my chest. I was thinking about you, Adam, and the shinies, and
Yeah.
just oh.
When all the glitch, when all the dropping was happening, I was fearing for the sake and future of my marriage because I knew that it would have been the roughest night ever.
Yeah, it would have been the most miserable
dude, that
ride
home.
Yeah,
that ride home would have been a quiet hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I may have stopped playing Pokemon. And
she's
I
might quit the game. She goes, if I don't get it, I might quit the game. Oh, and when we get there, I go, I'm still poking her, going, what if it's Ho-Oh?
Yeah.
What if it's Ho-Oh?
Yeah.
And the girl that first bumped into me, she's like, oh man, I really hope it's Ho-Oh.
And I looked at her. I wanted to murder her. Like daggers came out of my eyes and secret lasers came out of my eyes and went through her soul because she already had 2 Mewtwo, so she really didn't care. Like it just seemed like it didn't really matter to her that whether it was Mewtwo or.
Well, that's why she wanted Ho-Oh. She was like, she already was sitting on 2 Mewtwo. She was like, it wasn't a big priority.
Yeah, when she said it, like I
was like, no, don't say that. She's gonna get. But Melissa has been rubbing this in my face.
Yeah.
Since the second we left Philly, she's like, Ken, guess what I got and you don't. She's like rubbing it in like so bad. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna.
I even did it to Josh.
I don't think I'm ever gonna hear the end of this. Like. Until I get a Mewtwo, because this is just
if you get a Mewtwo.
This is the one up that she needs to just give me crap for the rest of my Pokemon Go life, which is great.
Do you want to hear what he sounds like?
Yes,
Here,
do it.
Listen.
It's the weirdest sound. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Oh man. So that was Melissa's EX Raid experience today.
Oh, it was so glorious.
I'm so happy for you.
I
was so excited.
Thank you.
We put some, there's a video up on our Instagram channel and it went over to Facebook as well. And there's some photos of Melissa looking all happy, holding her Mewtwo and all that good stuff. So check out the Instagram, instagram.com/gottawatchemall to see that.
I look very content, like, thank God it's over.
And then we had to run back to the car because Melissa was an icicle.
I couldn't feel my toes.
She's like, I can't feel my toes.
I lost all feeling in all my digits. I wore so many layers, too.
I watched it and I was like, oh my God.
It was
you
so
missed
awesome.
it on the first ball.
Oh, yeah. I was like, not like this.
Like, I totally just doofed out.
And then when you caught it, I'm just like, yes!
Oh, it was so good.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't
so
believe I actually caught it. Like, Ken reacted before I did. I was like,
well, because I saw, it does like that third little wiggle. Shut the game off.
Sorry, it's just Murkrow.
So there's, I saw the third little wiggle and I was like, that's all I need to see. It's staying in the ball, but that was good times. In and out of PA in like 4 hours flat.
My, celebration dance with that random stranger was probably the
he was so
best
excited. He's like, I gotta take a selfie with you guys.
Besides Philly Free Streets with you, Adam, which was by far the best time I've had playing Pokemon Go. Like with that event and hanging out with you and that whole thing.
Yeah, one of the best times of my life.
This celebration dance that I did with this guy today was...
Well, he came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, he just was out of nowhere and turned around, looked at me, and he was so happy, and I was so happy, and he just picked me up and spun me around.
Well, both of you guys got Pokedex. Like a lot of these Philly people had Mewtwo already, but this one dude and Melissa, it was for Pokedex. So
and the best thing he said was, he goes, yeah, and I got this new item. It was called a Fast TM, and I almost died. I was like, how did you get an EX Raid?
It was like they gave it to lighter
Random
players.
people,
I think they gave it to lighter players in that round, but. That was so awesome. I'm so happy for you.
I am happy too.
Yeah, just don't rub it in my face too hard.
But I needed it because of all those spoiled eggs that I've gotten throughout the game. So, and non-shinies. You guys both have shinies, and I still don't have that.
Yeah, Ken's mystery shiny.
Oh my God.
You didn't even know he had it.
So I'm transferring Pokemon the other night, and I go to mass transfer some Pikachus, and I click on it, and it goes, you can't mass transfer a shiny Pokemon. And my jaw hit the floor, and I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, I have a shiny Pikachu. I could not believe it. And then I texted Adam. I was like, well, that happened. I was like, I didn't even realize it. And I've had it for like 3 weeks.
That's crazy.
I caught it on November 2nd in a Great Ball, so it wasn't even like Go Plus. Like, I actually had it on screen and played it. Oh, I don't know.
That's because
you didn't even realize it. That's awesome.
You can so barely tell the difference. Like when he was showing it to me, I honestly could not tell the difference besides the little sparkles around it.
Well, yeah, that's
you're like, I don't believe you.
That was the thing.
Yeah,
that was cool. I was like,
too.
shiny Pikachu. All right, I'm in the shiny club now. But let's get back to Planet Earth here and cover a couple things that did happen in the world of Pokemon Go this week that are worth noting. We had talked, I believe it was 2 or 3 episodes ago, that there was a couple new moves that were added to the game. It was Celebi's move and stuff like that. So with the latest update and the latest 0.83.1 data mine, they were able to dig up a couple things that were pretty exciting. So there's a bunch of moves, you know, the Draco Meteor, that kind of, all the stuff from the previous update is in there, but there's a couple extras. Waterfall is in there, which is Gyarados' move, which is cool. So there's, you know, I think 8 moves in total. Shiny Cleffa's 3D model is in the game, which is really bizarre because, but there's no shiny Clefable or Clefairy. It's just Cleffa. So that was very odd, but it is in the traffic. And all the other stuff that the blacklist tweaks and all that stuff that went away is all back. And now it's literally just the Game Master file is what needs to be updated to kind of push all of Gen 3 out. So we're super close. This could be,
we're almost there now.
Today's the 26th, you know, 5 days, December 1st, whatever. This could be Gen 3 coming soon. So that's exciting. That's exciting.
Coming soon to a device near you.
Yeah, if we ever get this update, like I said, we still don't have it, which is lame. Another really exciting piece of news that came about, and I did see a couple tweets about this on Twitter, was Niantic did a Series B round of funding and generated a $200 million payday through this round of funding, which is absolutely amazing for them. And I think very timely with the expansion of the Harry Potter game and, you know, how they're doubling down and growing their staff and hiring all these people. This is a really exciting thing. So the Spark Capital is the venture firm that took the major stake in here. And it's really exciting to see this late in development, Niantic get a Pokemon Go push through with getting all this money. It's just crazy. Their first round of funding, they had 33 million. Now in round B, they're getting 200 million. It's crazy. This is very, very interesting from, you know, a business and Shark Tank perspective of them getting all this money this late, you know, in their life cycle. They're not a new company anymore, but they're getting this, you know, big bucks. I don't know. This is awesome. This is really good, and I hope this translates into increases in staff and resources. I think this is, you know, this is them holding true to them saying that they're doubling down on each of their properties, and they're still going to support Ingress. They're still going to support Pokemon Go, and, you know, Harry Potter will have its own thing as well. So,
in all honesty, they can see that once this goes AR, augmented reality, this is going to be the game.
Yeah. I mean,
Pokemon's already they're the first game. You know, they're going to continue to stay on top. In my opinion.
But the future of AR, I think we're at a crossroads here, because I think 1 or 2 more generations of mobile devices, and once the iOS AR kit really hits the ground running after the amount of people that have iPhone 10s and stuff like that, the X, once those stronger devices are kind of the norm, and AR has better capabilities on a bigger scale with devices, I think companies and brands that are involved with AR now are going to have such an edge, because they're going to have so much experience working through it that, you know, they're going to be at the forefront of all this happening. And I think that's what's going to make Harry Potter exciting, is, you know, that it all trickles down. But, you know, it's just interesting. It's very, very interesting that they're getting this money, and I hope they use it well, and I hope everything stays good and solid and all that stuff. But it's awesome. Give me money.
Money.
Ho-Oh was spotted on Japanese trackers at the Tori Sandunes event.
Thank God I wasn't here.
This was, there was no invites that went out to these raids, but on the trackers, the third-party trackers, the little Ho-Oh icon can be seen. I'll put a link in the description, because it's just kind of cool to see these Japanese trackers in action. I think it's like the Wild Wild West when it comes to these third-party sites internationally. They really crack down on them here in the States, but it seems like Australia and Japan have a lot of these trackers that are just rampant, that are gobbling up Niantic resources and still able to function. It's like Pac-Man. But, you know, seeing Melissa have Mewtwo now, before I was hyped on Ho-Oh, now it's like, man, I need a Mewtwo. I gotta start doing these level 1 raids.
My childhood dreams came true today.
But
part of them. Now I just need Mew. Well, if I ever get Mew, I may just stop playing the game because
Stop it.
I got Snorlax. I need a Munchlax.
Munchlax. So, I was watching Reversal's stream of when the Global Catch Challenge hit gold, and he brought up a cool point, and he said he thinks Ho-Oh is not going to be part of the EX raid system. He thinks Ho-Oh will be what replaces the legendary beasts. So when Suicune is done here in the States, that'll get replaced with Ho-Oh, and the next round of EX raids would probably be the mythicals with either Mew or Celebi. That's super exciting. Like, we're at the point...
That would be so
Yeah, we're
rad.
at the point that we're talking about this stuff now, and it's like they have to start pushing out the rest of this Gen 1 stuff. Like, Mew has to be coming. I'd probably be more excited for Mew than Ho-Oh, Mewtwo. I don't know. Mew, for me, Mew is the one. I would want a Mew over Mewtwo.
Yeah,
For sure.
Like, he's so
For
cute.
sure.
Think about his little face. He's so cute.
I don't know. I think that we're at the life cycle is where it is right now. It's just a great time because what's going to happen when Suicune goes away? How is Gen 3? All this stuff is happening and converging over the next week. December is going to be an exciting time.
So many questions. We need answers.
December will be the best time. We're getting Delibird.
Delibird.
I saw you caught Delibird in Ultra Sun.
Dude, it literally took me like 20 minutes to actually catch it because I was like,
Melissa's like, I gotta call him. I need my Delibird.
Yeah, like, where'd you find him? Right where, we'll talk about this later.
yeah, some cave. But I got it and I'm like, oh man. Because all my guys are like level like 22 or 19 or something, and it was like a 9. And I'm like, how do I defeat this? Like, I can't do enough damage to knock it out. Like, I just want to hit it like once or twice, and I ended up. It took so long because I don't know. I hit it once, and it was like just barely red, like it was in the yellow, and. I threw like Ultra Balls, Great Balls, Pokeballs, and S-Balls, Heal Balls, and nothing was catching it. And then finally I caught it, but I kept like trying to take pictures, and I was in the passenger seat of the car, so it was
intense.
It was awful. Yeah.
Whoa,
and
man.
I'm trying to like, oh my god, like this is like the most exciting time.
Poor Adam needs Delibird in Pokemon Go so bad.
Yeah, he really does.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, man, this has been such an awesome week. I mean,
this has been a fun week.
Adam, I know you've been working like an absolute, maniac as usual, and working in retail during the holiday season is even crazier.
The worst.
Melissa has to go through that too. I mean, I'm in automotive retail, so it's a little bit different for me, but Melissa is
people become evil. I don't understand why customers become so evil. It's the holidays.
I just think
like, we're just people.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger Sinbad movie. Is it Jingle All the Way? When they were going after that toy? What the heck's the name of that robot? Oh, so funny. Yeah, I love watching Black Friday like trample videos on YouTube. People going crazy like, give me that TV. I love that stuff.
Yeah, see, our store was closed. I actually was out Black Friday shopping, but I was there at like 5:30. And I was in and out right when like the Walmart lines or whatever passed through in like maybe half hour.
I would not want to go anywhere near a Walmart anywhere near this holiday in New Jersey.
No way.
That would be like madness, man.
Yeah.
That would. Oh man,
that's writing your own death.
Nope. I can't do it. I can't do it.
No way.
Online shopping this year.
I saw people when I was leaving work, Thanksgiving Eve. I saw people standing outside of Best Buy waiting already. Thanksgiving
They're camped
Eve.
out. They had the gate. They had the barricades up and everything. But
Thanksgiving Eve.
But yeah.
Crazy.
So
well, the best part is
Thanksgiving to everybody, and that celebrates. Yeah, we haven't talked since Thanksgiving, so
gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you ate a lot.
Had lots of good foods.
Had some pie.
And some tofurkey.
Some tofurkey.
Yes. Or
Melissa made some eggplant that was awesome and some ridiculous cauliflower concoction.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
awesome.
Really good.
Try like buffalo wings.
I know.
Like,
we've done that.
We've
We've done the
done
buffalo cauliflower. Anyway, they're getting off topic. I do want to. All right. Let's get back to Pokemon Go. Back to Pokemon Go. Pokemon. Anyway, I do want to give a special shout out to someone this week. We did get a new review on iOS, which is awesome. We thank you very much. We encourage everyone to take a minute to give us a review in iTunes. It really, really helps us out. And this week we did get a 5-star review. I hope I say this right. The user's name was Wemselian. Wemselian. Hope I say it right. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but check out this review. It's really cool. Says, 5 stars. Great show. I started listening to the show for the Pokemon Go of Lured Up. The hosts give good insight to the game and accounts of their experiences playing. From there, I subscribed to Gotta Watch 'Em All, got coverage of all things Pokemon, video games, trading card game, anime, and Pokemon Go. These guys have a deep love and appreciation of the Pokemon world and a good voice for the community. Awesome review. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate that. And it's really cool when we hear of people that are finding us through Pokemon Go and then branching out to the other Pokemon stuff that we do about the TCG and the anime. I think that that's really cool. And I like when people find us through the anime or through the trading card game and then, branch off into the Pokemon Go side of things. I love that. I think that's really cool. And,
yes,
part of our mission here is to, spread the Pokemon love across the community. But thank you so much for the review. We encourage everyone else to do that. But
do you think his name is MC
Sealan? We MC. Well, you know what? I'm going to call him We MC because I think that's a dope name. He's like
maybe
like,
Dick.
Yeah, We MC. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. We MC. Cillian. So thank you. Thanks so much, man. We really do appreciate it. And if everyone could do that for us, we would appreciate it as well.
We would.
And we'll give you a shout out on the show whenever we see a review come through. We'll be sure to shout you guys out. But Adam, that's pretty much a show. You got anything else, man? Anything else you wanted to discuss, or what are your plans for this week? You gonna get out there and do you have some evolution parties to do or anything? Now we have a week of double Stardust and double XP. We got to utilize it.
We have another week.
It goes to December 1st.
Oh my God! Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So
is that's with all the bonuses, right?
All the bonuses. So the increased spawns, double Stardust, 6-hour lures, double XP. Farfetch'd is only going to go till about 6 p.m.,
tomorrow?
7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern.
All right.
So that'll be the day, Farfetch'd will be gone by the time you hear this podcast because the following day this podcast will come out. So Farfetch'd is gone. I hope you got them. But we do have until December 1st for all the other rewards, all the other gold tier rewards.
Oh, that's music to my ears.
So get those lucky eggs going, get those evolution parties in, use this time to maximize that grind because we may have to wait till next Thanksgiving to get double XP and double Stardust again because we've had it 2 years in a row. What do you mean, shh?
No, they're going to give it to us sooner.
Both at the same time?
They love us.
I'm close to level 40, man. I'll take it.
Like
anytime I can get XP bonuses, I'm like...
They're going to do another fun event like this over the summer.
Yeah, they're going to have harder and harder ones. It's going to be like, catch 4 billion Pokemon.
Dude,
no, it'll be just something different. It'll be something unique.
I put a post on Twitter the other day saying that I just... I was kind of reflecting on the challenge and seeing how... over the 7 days of the event, the count that everyone was catching increased day over day over day. So people were getting more engaged with the event. People were coming back to the game. People were playing longer. They were doing more in the game. Like it was just, you could see and feel the community really come together around this. And I don't know, we were just talking how we needed that in the community to kind of something that can bring us together and get us off all the negativity. And man, they did it. They did it. So awesome.
It was a success.
I hope they do this in the spring. I hope they do this seasonally. I think that would be a good idea. If they did an event like this once a quarter and, sprinkle like little, type events in between, man, I'd be engaged. I'd be hyper engaged.
Yeah,
I think that's
a
recipe for success. And especially they could pull this event off while it's cold in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. Like if they did something like this during the summer months.
They got me out in the cold.
They got Melissa out in the cold.
Like for Rizzle.
That was crazy. I'm telling you, it
yeah.
worked. It worked. It was great. But that's going to be a show, everyone. Thanks so much for checking us out. Like I said earlier in the show, everything that we do kind of makes its way to GottaWatch'emAll.com. Check out the website. Connect with us on social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Gently press the like button, the subscribe button, the follow button, whatever button you could press. Press it lightly and gently.
Do it lightly.
Graze it, do it lightly. But yeah, we would appreciate it if you connected with us on social media. And shoot us an email, luredup@gmail.com. We're going to have a different email soon, more official.
Ooh.
But for now, luredup@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts. Send us some screenshots. I want to see your top 12s, your top 9s. I don't know how big your screen is. How many can you fit?
Let me see your outfits. What outfit are you wearing?
Yo, so wait a
Tag
second.
us.
Wait. I'm not ending the show. Last week on the show, Melissa had fumbly fingers and she bought the skinny jeans by accident, right?
Oh, you're really going to blow up my spot right now?
Yeah. So she bought the jeans, right? She ended up liking the jeans, so it was all right, but it was really funny because she didn't want to do it. So today, she was able, Melissa doesn't play the gym meta too much. So the past couple days, because of the challenge, she's been out and doing gyms, and she's been earning day over day 50 coins. So she's finally got her coins up to like 900 something.
Coins.
And she's like, yeah, super incubators, here we go. And then she's looking at the boxes, right?
Yeah, because stupid Ken has to tell me, like, he goes, the Ultra box is a really great value.
But I was like, but it doesn't have incubators.
Yeah, and as I go to exit out of looking at the thing, I hear cha-ching. And I was like, are you kidding me?
I was like, you bought the best box.
I was so angry, and now I have no incubators.
She wanted incubators for all week.
My rack is full, and I have no incubators. I'm very upset about this.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, I was cracking up. She goes, wait a second. She goes, I just
Wait a
bought
second.
it.
I thought I had more coins in this.
I was so mad when I heard that sound.
Oh, so good. So
she got
funny.
lucky
You know
eggs.
the sound.
So funny. All right, so that's really a show.
Yeah, thanks.
You can find me personally at ProudGamerTweet on Twitter. Adam, where can they find you?
You can find me personally on Twitter at PhoenixBack4Fire.
And Melissa tweeted.
I did. I did one time.
She did one time.
Can you tell me what it said?
It said, I tweet.
I tweet.
She's super sweet, miss. So I'll put the link in the description. Don't follow her.
Don't follow me.
Oh, but thanks so much for stopping by, and keep grinding. Keep grinding, trainers.
Yes.
Can that be our send
We'll
off?
see you.
Keep
We'll see you next
grinding
week.
Grinding trainers.
No, that sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
Grind on.
Grind.
The grind.
The grind is real.
Oh, no.
There ain't nothing wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. All right, that's the show. Goodbye, everyone. See you later.
All right, stop being so far-fetched.
That's foul play.
Bye.
That?
Swagger.